When it comes to Hugh Howey's authorship, most readers will mention the 3 books in his Silo series, and of them, the majority will only remember the title of the first book, Wool, which was published in 2011. But the books in the Silo series were not his first publications. In 2009, Hugh Howey was encouraged by friends and family to publish his first novel in the Mollified series, Mollified and the Persona Rescue. Back then, he chose the traditional path, going through an established publishing house. Yet, as he has stated himself, it is hard to go with a deal which only gives you 18% in royalties when Amazon offers you 70%. Besides, he noticed that the tools for publishing were available to everyone, not just the established publishers. On January 30th, 2012, Hugh Howey went to work filled with feelings of both terror and excitement. Until this day, he had been working in a university bookstore, but this day was his last. Hugh Howey had written the first part of his bestseller novel, Wool, as a short story during lunch breaks in the storage room in the bookstore where he worked. His key solution was to publish it through the Kindle Direct publishing program at Amazon for 99 cents in July 2011, and he had watched sales rise over the following months. He was now selling thousands of ebooks a month when he published 4 additional stories for Wool, and he had kept his day job until finally quitting to become a full-time writer. Everyone I knew who wrote had a day job. There just isn't much hope of paying the bills by the pen alone. According to Howey, writing was never because of aspirations to become a full-time writer. It was all about writing stories and getting them published, and choosing the conventional way of publishing meant years of attempts trying to get an agent, trying to get a contract, and from there to actually getting the book published. Shortly after he had decided to become a full-time writer, Howey was invited to speak at his childhood library. He was helping setting up chairs for the event when he heard one of the ladies say to another that she wasn't sure they needed that many chairs. Who had heard of this Hugh Howey anyway? The lady confirmed Howey's own doubts at the time, yet his worries were unnecessary. Howey may have created an independent success, but money is money, and when the established publishers saw the numbers and realized the potential, they contacted him. He started getting offers from agents and publishers and the movie industry, which showed Howey that he had made the right decision. Hugh Howey pays much attention to the digital rights of his books, and he plans which platforms will suit them best. As an example of this, some of his books, such as Peace and Amber, are only available as audiobooks and on digital platforms like Kindle. The commercial peak of his success might have been signing a contract in 2012 with Simon & Schuster regarding distribution of Wool in the United States and Canada, while maintaining the digital rights for his books to be sold online. With this clause in his contract, Howey had to quote-unquote settle for a 6-figure amount compared to the 7-figure offer he originally had received. But in return, he was able to stay in control of the area of publishing that had his biggest interest, the online market. The Silo series won the Indie Book of the Year award in 2012 and has ranked as the best-selling book on Amazon. 40 countries have adopted the series for translation. In the end, it is all about freedom for Hugh Howey, and his success in self-publishing came unexpected. I was very surprised. I didn't do anything to promote the work. It was my 8th published title, and it just spread by word of mouth. Nonetheless, he recognizes and sticks to some of the elements causing his success, delivering quality in a consistent manner and in professional packaging. Howey's message to independent publishers is as far from any get-rich-quick scheme as you can get. Don't stress about your sales, just keep writing, especially if you can write for the love of it. As an author who decides to be independent and self-publish, there are a lot of things which Hugh Howey has to deal with himself. He has to edit and proofread, paginate his physical books, publish the books in different formats and on different platforms. All this work is done besides the vital and fundamental process of writing and doing revisions. Then there is the work of maintaining his own website and react to every order of physical books and take it to the post office. But the challenges do not change his opinion on the potential of digital and independent publishing. I believe this revolution with ebooks and with e-readers is as big a change in the literary world as the proliferation of the printing press, and what it has done is that it has unleashed the creativity of an entire legion of people who would have never written or gotten published otherwise. It may look as though Hugh Howey has been striving for financial success like so many authors before him, but the truth is that he has always been content with living on very little. He was not broke when he quit his job to become a full-time writer. In fact, he had more than 2 years of living expenses saved up. He had paid cash for the small house he lived in, paid off his student loans, and with no payments on his car. He has also made the decision not to have children, which frees him from a lot of financial stress, and it gives him the freedom to pursue his dreams. With the publication of the young adult novel Mollified in 2009, Hugh Howey achieved the first of his 2 childhood dreams, to write a novel. With his later literary and commercial success, he now has the means to live life the way he wants to, and to fulfill his second childhood dream, sailing around the world. His ambition had likely been sparked by reading the book Sailing Alone Around the World by Joshua Slocum in college, because he quit college after his junior year, bought a 27-foot boat, and had his first experiences sailing the following years, including surviving 2 hurricanes. Howey must have enjoyed life at sea. His next job was working as a yacht captain, taking him all the way along the East Coast on 100-foot motor yachts with multiple decks. His childhood on a farm came in handy in situations which demanded of him to be partly an electrician or a mechanic or doing carpentry. Now he's back at sea as captain on his own boat, Wayfinder, a 50-foot catamaran which Howey fell in love with in his search through hundreds of options for a boat to take him around the world. Howey says himself that even though it may sound glamorous, pulling apart a boat's toilet and hot-wiring an engine is hard work. But luckily, Howey hates comfort and believes that constant strife is the key to true happiness. To the majority, Hugh Howey is a success and a testament to the American dream, but on the blog on his website, he claims that in the ways that are truly important, he considers himself a failure, with a past broken marriage, not providing his parents with grandchildren, and failure in giving his readers the sequels they want to enjoy. In Howey's own humble opinion, he finds that he was more useful as a human being when he used to work as a roofer. With his own working experience, he's aware of how hard other people in manual jobs are working, and feels that his tips and tax payments are not enough to compensate for the injustice of making millions through his passion for writing stories. In general, the author dwells on his disconnect from the rest of the world in his life as a drifter. But if this channel could offer Hugh Howey a bit of encouragement, it would be to go easy on himself, sit down with a cold beer, and think of the inspiration and motivation he brings to the next generation of authors and readers. Howey's effort is a testament to the overall message he conveys in his books, which is to celebrate our human ability to overcome obstacles without being corrupted by the hardship. Since Howey's books usually take place in the future, most are considered to be science fiction, yet, as Howey says about his own books, if you love great stories and memorable characters, you'll dig what you find here.